Hey, it's Jeff. Welcome back. Today we have fellow Chicagoan who has. Oh, I need to make a move before. Okay, I don't know what. I guess I'll play Sicilian. But fellow Chicagoan who has challenged me to a game. Said he was a fan of the channel, so um, decided to oblige. And this is going to be a rapid game. It's rated 1472, so that's pretty decent. I do get a lot of challenges in general. I think since I picked it up on the end games. I'll say one tip though, if you're able to like schedule a game with me, it's easier for me to find time to play. But if you just send a random challenge, even if like I add you as a friend, chances are it's hard for me to accept on the spot because I'm usually doing something else. Like I'm working most of the day and then like I'm relaxing the other rest of the day. So but anyway, let's get to the game. So I've not been paying attention. I've just been developing pieces. So it's Sicilian. I want to start playing Sicilian as black. Make sure I'm recording. Okay. And so I'm just moving pieces out the way. I think in the Sicilian, these lines, keeping this bishop on his diagonal. That's why I don't develop the knight to f6. Now I'm castling that to figure out what to do. I just moved this just because, oh, I need to close some other tabs with chess.com because I'm hearing double audio. Okay. So I do a6 because I think this is like a typical idea, and then eventually pushing this pawn, and then the bishop is really strong on this diagonal. So I'm gonna go for that, and we'll see how like. And notice how this is kind of like a closed type of position, even though it started as e4 c5. They did pick a weird kind of line. Okay, now things are probably gonna start opening up. But I was gonna say, notice how they take a lot longer to blunder than what we'd see in the 1000 level games that we've looked at. Now, my theory was even at this level to beat a 1500 rated player roughly, you still just have to play safe moves and eventually they will blunder. So we'll see if that actually rings true. So if I take, they take, and I take, and I take, and I take, they can take with the queen. That's probably fine. I wonder if I can go here. And then they take this way. I guess they could eventually take that pawn, which would be kind of annoying. Yeah, I don't know what to do. And I feel like I'm wasting some time. But I'm gonna do this just because I feel like this is their good bishop. And even if actually I don't have to trade this bishop. Okay, they give me the bishop here. So now I'm not gonna trade this bishop for this knight because generally having the bishop here is gonna be a slight advantage, especially as things open up. And I wonder if a similar tactic works. If you notice from the last game, I have this queen move that it pins the knight to the king. It also threatens. It adds 2 attackers. I only have 1 defender. And I might have ideas of doing another pin. So I don't know what their response to that is. And again, they don't have a dark square bishop, so they can't like protect against the pin. And actually in the last game against Novel Physics, there was a point where the best move would have been for him to put his queen somewhere like this to stop the pin, because then if he moves the knight after this, I would have to take the queen. But he played a move that would allow me to do that, and I think this might still be the case. So you see, this pin is super strong. And literally, the last game I uploaded, it also featured this kind of tactic where you go to queen here, pin the knight to the king, and do this pin. So it really is, it's just the same stuff. Okay. So they go there. I have another pawn. So again, the pin is alive. And now they're going to lose material. Don't take with the queen this time. Before I took with the queen because I want to trade off queens, but blunder check, they have a knight that could take. So I'm going to take with the pawn. Now, when I do this, they have the option of pushing the pawn and attacking this. But I can defend against that either by bringing the bishop here or moving the rook out the way. But it's important to see that this is a possibility. Because there could be places where they threaten it and you're going to lose some material or give something back anyway. So they do play it. So it's really good when you can predict what their likely response is going to be. And at some point, I'm probably going to lose this pawn. which is okay. And I'm gonna bring the bishop out just because this bishop is undeveloped. Instead of moving the rook, which just moves out the way, this also has the goal of trying to trade off pieces. So it pins the bishop to the king, and some pieces can come off. Because I'm going to lose this pawn anyway, so if they take, actually taking back would be with check. And that would give me time to get a rook to this file. And then if they take with the knight, then the knight's pinned to the queen. So they go here. It's probably a good move. Now I have to decide, do I want to take the bishop with check, or do I take the queen? We're up 2 pawns so far, so I don't think it matters too much. I'm going to take with this first just because that's forcing, so with check. And then, because I want to simplify, and remember from the last game, if you're up material, you just want to trade off material, and if you can trade off queens, that's great, because your chance of blundering goes down significantly. So they take back. Now this looks hanging. But instead of just blindly taking it, because I see it's a free pawn, it's undefended, what I do with my blunder check is I look at where can this knight go, because if imagine it could like fork me somehow and I lose. So I actually take my time and I look, okay, this is covered, this is covered, this is covered, this is covered. And if they move back, it doesn't matter. I could just move out the way. Now, they could bring a rook here. That's kind of scary. And notice if they bring the rook here, like if I take here and bring the rook here, I can move back. But they move, if I go here and they move this rook, I can't go to this square because the rook would be able to take. So in this situation, actually, I could just take the knight. So yeah, it really doesn't matter. You just take it. But I did do a blunder check, and I saw some interesting things, like here, and this idea wouldn't work. But all of that doesn't matter because you're just attacking the knight. Okay, so they defend. Now at this point, I'm up +3. I don't mind giving up the bishop for a knight, even though in general, I would prefer to have bishops over knights. So now just having extra material, and we create this isolated pawn, which in the end games can be big weakness. In fact, putting a knight in front of it is often a good idea. Eventually I might put a rook here, but I'll put the knight here also because it threatens this fork. And if they're not careful, like let's say the king moves, I go here, they go here to attack the knight, then this would be forking that. So they might move the king to get out of the fork, and they could blunder rook e1 if they're not careful. That's a long shot. We might not get that line, but that is like a kind of thing that I have seen before. Okay, they actually just fall for the fork, so they should have did a blunder check. I'm threatening to go here, and they just made a pawn move, so I'm just gonna go here. They might resign soon. Okay, they just take, and I'm gonna go here. Threaten this. Okay, they do resign, like I said. They asked for a rematch. It's been 8 minutes. Okay, we'll do another one. And I'm gonna play e4. That's one I want to start learning. And I think this is what Gary recommends in his lifetime repertoire. Okay, what's wrong with taking this? Because I don't know this opening that well. I don't remember it all. But I feel like, I mean, this is almost like Legal's mate, you know? Like if I had a knight here, then bishop sacrifice is almost checkmate. Because I don't see what this queen is doing. Like it could attack that. It's not threatening any kind. They're not threatening any kind of checkmate. This looks good because it forks the queen and the thing. I guess the problem is they go here and they're attacking that, right? That is interesting. Okay. I could go back this way. No, I don't like that either. I fell into some prep. That's probably why this is kind of decent. I could also go this way. I don't know. I have to calculate, find a way out of this. I'm tempted to just go here, and then if they take, problem is they're threatening that. I can't tell if this is like a blunder or a prep. Okay. Just gonna calculate for a bit. I could go here, but if they take the pawn, then go here. That's kind of weird, but it could work. Because then they don't have any other knight moves, you know? Okay, I feel like I'll go here. Unless I fell into some like random maiden one. I think this kind of keeps things alive for me. So I'm gonna go here. I guess the problem is they might get the check there. Oh, I didn't see that. But this is a problem. Okay, so they took multiple pawns. Can't move the queen because the knight could take. I'll go here. Oh, this is really weird. I have to look up this opening after. I knew whatever. Yeah. This has to be like prep because this pawn probably is not supposed to be taken. Okay, in any event, we can go here now. And well, we're down a lot of material. So what you want to do is you want to complicate the game as much as possible. So I'm gonna go here, attack the bishop. Their king is in the center, which is pretty good. Knight might be able to. Oh, we're down so much material. Gotta try to checkmate them somehow. Here, get the knight out. Potentially go here. Luckily, their development is not as good. I'm gonna go here because it threatens this fork. Depending on where they go, it's defended by the bishop. Okay, now maybe this? What's going on? I'm hoping to get the queen away from the pawn so I can start to get some material back. Eventually moving this bishop out the way could get the knight. Okay, I did kind of see that. And I plan to just move out the way. I don't see their follow-up checks with the knight. And they don't have a follow-up check with the queen currently. So now I just have a tempo on the queen. And I feel kind of okay about this position. It's still terrible. But this pawn is also like hanging. So this is really tactical and like, so I'm losing material. I'm down like almost a full queen in terms of points. And I just want to complicate the game and try to win off tactics. Because if I trade pieces, then it'll turn to an endgame and I'm losing material. So it's the opposite of what I was saying, what you need to do in last game. It's because when you're down, you don't want to trade, you want to complicate and try to win. Okay, now this is defended. Like I'm defended with everything. So they kind of give me a free move here. And this would open up this diagonal, and eventually I might put the bishop here. Because this knight isn't doing anything else right now. I'm gonna go here. Oh wait, now they can check. Oh, if they check, then okay, they just move that out of the way. Okay, so what can I do now? This is tough. Wait, I could just I'm gonna take this. And now How do I break through? There's like checks and sacrifices, but so confused. Wait, can I do this? Rook takes, king takes. This here. Nah. I mean, if they go here, I would be able to checkmate them. And even in some other cases, I think they can block with the queen, unfortunately. I can't put the bishop here because they could take the pawn. So I kind of want to go here. I'm just going to do this. And try to get the rook to the open file. Like I realize it kind of gets rid of that coordination. Okay, they let me take that. Is this a blunder? I can't tell. Because I just want to take. Like, what are they doing? If they take with the queen, I move out the way. Oh, then... Okay, if I take and they go here, I think they're trying to go here, and then if I move the king, I lose the queen. If I take, then they get the rook, but I can go up here when they do that. And again, they can't check here because the knight's guarding. So I'm just gonna move really quickly there. I think they were banking on me playing king h1. You see, I've already brought it back a little bit. So we was down 8, now we're only down 3. And this knight is still out of place, so if I could win the knight, then we're back to even. I did burn a lot of time while doing that. But this is also another lesson. Like, he's 1500. Like, that's still a really good player. Like, 2000, they definitely still have to be careful when playing them. And usually what happens is they might fall under pressure or still have some calculation errors later on. I don't want to take and let them do stuff. Well, okay, I can do this. Give this check first, see what happens. If they go here on this file, I can figure out some discovery with the queen, maybe? I don't know. If they go here, unfortunately I can't give that checkmate just yet because they'd be able to take with the knight. And taking with this would just lead to, okay, I might be getting everything back now. Because I'll trade, and then I'll take this with check, and now I'll give this, wait. Okay, I take the knight first, and now I'm up 3, so now I'm winning this game. So that was extremely tough to bring this back. Offer to draw, no. Okay, they resign. That was like the toughest game I've had in a long time. I also don't play a lot, so look at the accuracy for these. So these were both pretty quick games, but the second one was way different from the first, as you can see. So let's see, what was the accuracy on this one? I just like looking at the accuracy, it doesn't really mean that much. Okay, 93.8, decent. 65.4. Okay. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna look up. Okay, it's saying this is all book moves. This is a book move? What? Okay. The last book move. And then I made a mistake. Oh, I was supposed to go there. But yeah, I don't know these lines. But I was very confused. I just lost everything. And again, the lesson for this was to try to complicate the game and just go for all kinds of tactics and attacking the king. The main thing was their king wasn't castled, so I can like line up pieces, like everything's lined up for an attack even though I'm losing material. Like it doesn't matter if I'm down a rook, if their knight is all the way over here, because their rook and bishop are completely out of play. Like rooks like open files, this rook cannot go anywhere. Bishops like open diagonals, none of these pawns have moved, so it's like even though I'm down a lot of material, all these pieces all of these pieces are out of play, and all of my pieces are actively in the game, ready to attack the king. And that's why, like, I actually had a fighting chance, because they were playing with basically just a queen and a knight trying to checkmate my king, and I had the whole army to attack his king. And that's part of, like, why things kind of worked out. And they did also just give up some material while trying to go for some stuff. I think if I went here, it would have been worse for me. Yeah, so they're winning by 6.5 there. But if I go king g2, you see it's only minus 2.5. And yeah, and at this point, it's like, okay, the tactics came back in my favor. And, oh no, this is just how the game may continue. So yeah, I'm gonna end it there. It's about a 20-minute video. Got 2 games in, 2 for the price of 1. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.